Welcome back to Eurovision 365. It's so great to have you here, broadcasting live across Eurovision 365 YouTube page and Eurovision 365 debate Facebook group. Oh, it's great to have you here. So, of course, the semi-finals will be taking place on the 9th and 11th, of May. And of course, it'd be fantastic to have the semi-finals, which will be, I'm sure, an awesome experience for one and all, whether we are in the arena in Liverpool or in the comfort of our own homes, or in the case of UK, in cinemas, because that's what's happening in the UK. The Eurovision is being broadcast live across cinemas, which is a fantastic thing, I have to say. So the reason I'm here is because actually it's thanks to Adam Green, who suggested this live from last week's live. And Adam suggested me doing a live on who I predict will be the qualifiers from semi-final 1 and semi-final 2. And that is, of course, what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to share with you the 10 countries from each semi-final that I think will be qualifying. What I would say is that please do get involved, and whatever you think as well, whatever your qualifiers are, please let me know as well in the comments here, while you're commenting on the YouTube channel or across on the Facebook group page. Cian calling, hello Tipperary, Céad Míle Fáilte to you, Céad Míle Fáilte to everybody. That just means 100,000 welcomes, just like Vanilla Sweeney said back at 1983 Eurovision Song Contest. As I say, I'm about to share with you, first of all, the 10 qualifiers I believe will be heading to the stage, that massive stage behind me here in Liverpool in less than a couple of months from now. And after that, I'll take a breather, and I want also to hear what you think, who your qualifiers are, so you can either wait until... Hello, Mart, welcome back again. It's good to have you back at the channel. So, as I said, I'll take a breather. I'll take a chance then to give me... it would give me a chance then to read your comments and see what your thoughts are on who you think is going to qualify, and also what you think of mine. Will there be some shocks and surprises? Probably will be for you watching this. What I can tell you is that last year I predicted 16 out of 20 qualifiers, so I predicted 7 from semi-final 1, and I predicted 8 from semi-final 2. Is that right? Yeah, I think I predicted 8 from semi-final 2. So yeah, so I am very excited to have the semi-finals coming up. But without further ado, let's take a very quick look at the semi-finals since their conception, and then straight after that, I'm going to share with you then the 10 countries that I think are going to qualify firstly from semi-final 1. Let's take a look. Now, because the Eurovision was getting bigger and bigger, in 2004 we had the first ever semi-final, and there are the presenters. Now, the very first country ever picked to go from the semi-final to the final was Serbia and Montenegro. Now, over the years, the semi-finals have then increased from 1 to 2 over 2 nights, and they are getting bigger and bigger in terms of their popularity and the amount of countries taking part. And of course, the envelope opening, or the revelation of the songs, the countries taking part, who will be going on to the final, is a major part of the semi-final. There he is. There's Martin.
Have a valid result. So with that, Podrick, you're good to go.
I think we're ready. How did he know my name? Anyway, so let's have a countdown. This is what I believe, I predict, will be the first country to make it from semi-final 1 to the grand final. So here we go. Who could it be? First qualifier is Finland. No surprises here so far. So no surprises. Sweden! Of course she's going to qualify, isn't she? Israel! Made it through. And the fifth one is Norway. So here's a recap for the first five that have been drawn, what I believe will be qualifying. So Finland, the first one, then Sweden, then Israel, Czech Republic, Norway, and now coming up is the second five. So song number 6, there will be some surprises here, I am sure. There always is at Eurovision. So up number 6 is La Peba, Netherlands. Number 7, Serbia, of course. Looks Black. I'm pretty sure Look Black is going to do really well at the contest. Bit of a dark horse, actually. Yes, you've seen right. I do think that Ireland is going to qualify. Number 9, Moldova. So, there's only one more to go. Only one more to go. Who could it be? Who could it be? You're about to find out. Portugal! Of course. So, here is the 10 qualifiers I believe will come from semi-final 1. Finland, Sweden, Israel, Czech Republic, Norway, the Netherlands, Serbia, Ireland, Moldova, and Portugal. So, there are my 10 qualifiers from semi-final 1. Are there any surprises for you? I suppose for me in semi-final 1, I do have a feeling, even though I haven't chosen them for this qualification from semi-final 1, I do think that I do think that Croatia is going to challenge for a spot in the final. I do think it could actually progress to the semi-final. Just taking these in reverse order. Thanks for Portugal. I was right about to take a calming pill. Do you know what? If you are about to take a calming pill for what I've just done, I cannot wait to see and hear how you're going to feel at semi-final 1 when it actually does happen. Neon, you have gone the other way and told me your non-qualifications from semi-final 1. You predict Malta, Latvia, Ireland, Azerbaijan, and Switzerland. I think Latvia are kind of cursed, I suppose, with the draw that they have. Let's have a look. Yeah, Latvia haven't got the best draw. I mean, song 3 and 4 qualified from semi-final 1 at last year's contest, but they're very different songs. In fact, I think Serbia was song 4 in semi-final 2 last year. I think I'm right with that. But yeah, for me, Norway are likely to qualify, but I'm going to say this right now. I have them down as a likely qualifier, but I would not, I repeat, not be surprised to see Norway not qualify. It's a bit like Ronella for me, somewhat, her performance. Different song, I get that, but just in terms of performance, it's not a million miles away. And there's always a shock, isn't it? There's always at least one, what we call shock qualifiers. Could Croatia be the shock qualifier? Well, in my case, I believe that those 10 will go through to the semi-final. Ireland's qualification will come down to the last performance, which we know they do well on the staging of the performance. Ireland is a borderline qualifier. I would say that what Ireland have going for them, what Wild Youth have going for them is, and I've said this the whole way through, I do believe that Wild Youth are more suitable for an arena. And I do believe that they will shine more. I think they will blossom and they will definitely, I feel, come out of themselves a bit more on that bigger stage. Let's not forget Lit Lit Show. You could hardly swing a mouse, never mind a cat around it. And I do think that they were very restricted, as were all the performers in that very small studio. Um, that's what RTE has. I'm not blaming that necessarily, but I think Wild Youth will be better equipped to deliver on a bigger stage. And I think because of the slight changes that they have made to the song, what I mean by that is when they've brought in the sort of clapping anthemic part where it all slows down a bit, I think I can just imagine the camera sweeping across the audience. And with it being Liverpool, I would say that they will give them an enormous rousing support. Okay, we'll see the energy while youth bring during the night pre-parties. Yeah, and just mentioning the pre-parties as well. The reason that I'm broadcasting live a little earlier than normal, and Nathan probably hasn't even his pizza in the oven yet, but the only reason I'm broadcasting live is because of the pre-party, which is being broadcast, it is being streamed from Barcelona. Let me see. So, Nathan, speaking of Nathan, Adam, do please share your top 20 when you get a chance. So, Nathan's qualifiers from semi final one is Finland, the Netherlands, Sweden, Switzerland, Norway, Ireland, Moldova, Czechia, Latvia, and Malta. As I said, last year's semi final, I got 7 out of 10. So, it wasn't so great then, but I think I'm pretty sure I got 8 10 in semi final two. I think that's right. Yeah. So we'll see. But speaking of semi final two, yeah, I will very shortly. I think what actually I'll tell you now just as you've asked. So what's happening because obviously it's been held in the UK, BBC and the BBC radio station as well are making a huge deal of the contest this year because obviously it's been hosted in the UK, it's been hosted in Liverpool, and what they are doing is they're going to um, broadcast the contest live, and they're encouraging people to dress up in their favorite kind of costumes, their favorite bands to come. They want to have a party atmosphere in the cinema, and I don't know that I think that does happen in some countries as well. I think I'm right in saying that. I've heard a fan once telling me that they had seen the contest in the cinema before, but it's not the first time it's happened. But I think it's likely to be the first time it's happened in the UK in the longest time. But it's going to be fantastic. Yeah, that's the thing. So many people couldn't get tickets, and I think as well because over in the UK it's the King's coronation on just the weekend prior, and there'll be a lot of things already assembled. Like stages, platforms, etc., across the country. So they'll probably make good use of that as well. Uh, yeah, it's not something that I thought I would hear either. I mean, we talked about maybe going to the cinema. I'm not sure if, if we should or not because I think it would be maybe a bit loud, but with everybody talking over the songs, not for me after last year, is not something I would wish to repeat. But let me see. And still with semi-final one here, I just think Croatia is so iconic. That would be great to have him in the final too. I do think I was very close, a bit like last year. There was a country I was very close to putting them in, and then I didn't in semi-final two. But this year, I'm so close to putting Croatia through to the final, so they may scrape through. There's always at least one or two that surprises everybody, and with so many massive, massive, massive songs taking part in semi-final one, it could be easy for those bigger artists to get lost and drown each other out and cancel each other out. Rather, not drown each other out, cancel each other out, and that could be the end of it for them. And a couple of our countries could come through. But anyway, do you think it's ready for semi-final two? I think it is. Let's hear it. This is semi-final two. These are the 10 countries I believe that are going to qualify from semi-final two. And of course, semi-final two is for me and for many other people a much more open semi-final. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if I get a lot of these wrong But anyway, it is time to check out my prediction of who I think will qualify from semi final two. And here it is. So, from semi final two. Armenia. Armenia is one of my favorite songs. Actually, my second favorite song of this year's contest. So I expect it to qualify. As I do Australia. They're closing the show, of course, in semi-final two. So they will do well. They may even open the final. Joker Out, who are a fantastic group. They've got so much charisma. I expect them to do well. Austria, I think that's a foregone conclusion, but a bit like Austria last year, you never know what's going to be like on the night. It could be very messy, but nevertheless, yeah, you've just seen right. Belgium is one I predict to qualify. So here is the 5 so far, the recap. It's coming right up. So Armenia, Australia, Slovenia, Austria, and Belgium. Okay, coming up now, the next 5. Georgia, of course. I believe Georgia are due. They're due a place in the final, I think. Greece, yeah, you seen right. Yeah, Greece, and then coming up now, it's their neighbours, near neighbours, Cyprus. Andrew Lambrou, I think, is going to deliver a fantastic performance. I just feel it. Denmark, he opens the second semi-final. I reckon he'll qualify. And Lithuania, yes. So here's a recap of the 10 songs and 10 countries, rather, I believe, will qualify from semi-final 2. Armenia. Australia. Slovenia. Austria. Belgium. Georgia. Greece. Cyprus. Denmark. And Lithuania. So yeah, you seen Romania there at the very end, and he's trying to get in, but no, he didn't qualify according to me. So yeah, we have now. You now have my 10 qualifiers from semi-final 1 and semi-final 2. When I come to semi-final 2, I struggled a little bit with I sort of was struggling between Lithuania, Iceland, Romania, actually, and Estonia from my last place at the final, and even Poland to an extent, but I went with Lithuania purely based, I think, on their running order where they're at. So they're just before Australia and after Albania and Austria, and I think that would be an advantage for Monica and Lithuania. So what are your thoughts? Let me see what you've been saying. So yeah, M. Mart, you are delighted to see that Slovenia and Australia and Austria are 3, according to me anyway. Adam, thank you so much for sharing your semi-final 1. You have, in no particular order, Moldova, Finland, Czech Republic, Czechia, Israel, Serbia, Norway, Portugal, Switzerland, Malta, and Sweden. Thank you very much for sharing that. Neon, your non-qualifiers are going the other road as well. My non-qualifiers for semi-final 2 is Denmark, Iceland, Romania, San Marino, Albania, and Poland. Yeah, interesting. And I think, but Riley has a huge following on social media, a huge following, and I believe that would play a key role, especially with the 100% televoting, and I do think already. I think he's huge, and they're huge in South Korea alone. And with that worldwide voting coming into play this year, um, I do think that Riley and Denmark are going to do really well. I think so. Emart, Happy for Grace. The boy is only 16, has an amazing voice and a great song. Surely the staging will impress too. Right, see so far, but I do hope he gets there. I agree with you in terms of staging, and that actually is the reason I have put him through. I've put him through because of the staging that I am sure that Greece is well known for, and I do believe that they will deliver a fantastic staging for him. And as you say, he's only 16, but he's got a fantastic, fantastic voice, and a little bit like the Israeli from 2015, Golden Golden Boy. His name escapes me right now, but yeah. So, Kian, you're saying I think everyone has a chance of getting through from semi-final two. That's the thing. That's my sort of note of caution, I suppose. Note of caution at the very start because it's such a wide open semi-final that anything is sure to happen there. And it's always exciting when it does. To be fair, Leon, you're saying, but Reddy's followers are apparently in Korea. I don't think their votes will count for much. All the world votes go in one pot. Yeah, that's a thing. So yeah, that's my semi-final one and semi-final two qualifications. Just to go over them one more time for me. From the first semi-final, I am predicting. This is just my prediction. I'm predicting at this point, and this is before any rehearsals or any staging has been revealed, and how they sing crucially on the night is revealed. I'm saying that Norway will qualify, Serbia will qualify, Portugal will qualify, as will Ireland, Israel, Moldova, Sweden, Czechia, Netherlands, and Finland. The second half of that first semi final is just one amazing song after the other, as far as I'm concerned. I actually really like the Azerbaijani song as well, I have to say. I know I haven't put it through, but I think it's a really nice song and actually would be a nice contrast between Sweden and Czech Republic. So you never know. Azerbaijan have a habit of coming through. Um, so anything's possible. They could just very well take a spot over even the likes of Norway and maybe even Ireland too. Latvia, I would love to send through. I love that song. I love them. They rank high for me in my personal rankings, but I try in these sort of situations, these scenarios where I'm predicting who I'm going to qualify, I take the emotion out of it, just to try and make it as fair and as balanced as possible. So in second semi-final, I'm predicting that the following countries are going to qualify. That is Denmark, Armenia, Belgium, Cyprus, Greece, Slovenia, Georgia, Austria, Lithuania, and Australia. I think a lot of people will be surprised, or some people may be surprised, that I am predicting that Belgium will qualify. And the reason, and just again to say that Belgium is really quite low down on my personal ranking, but I'm always been saying this since Gustav was selected. It's a kind of song, it's a kind of performance that I know will do really well in an English arena, a predominantly English audience, and it's that kind of like almost Lisa Stansfield 90s sort of almost pop disco song, which will do well, I am pretty sure, in Liverpool. So what else is people saying? So your qualifiers then, Nathan, thank you very much. Slovenia, Lithuania, Denmark, Iceland, Austria, Cyprus, Greece, Belgium, Georgia, and Armenia. I think we only have one. We just one where we're not agreeing on. You've got Iceland through. I almost put Iceland through. I've got to say, Iceland, and I have Belgium instead of Iceland. But yeah, that's pretty close. That's a really good question. It's hard to tell. I think it accounts for one vote, all of those votes, but I'm guessing it's going to be 1 to 12, but in terms of a jury vote, or unless they aggregate it some way and have like what they do in Melody Festival, and what they do is then the most votes for for a country from around the world, they get like a load of points, etc. I'm not sure how it's going to be done, to be honest with you. Um, let's see. I have seen Portugal supporters think that the world vote would go to Portugal 12 points. Yeah, that's a really good point. I would say that Blanca from Spain would have reason to be confident with the world vote, actually, even more so than Mimikat, who I love, by the way. But I would say that Blanca Paloma would have more reason to be confident of a worldwide vote just there. I think, yeah, I do think Belgium will qualify. But yeah, it's really interesting to see that because again, like the rankings, I've looked at a lot of other fellow YouTubers and fellow um, people who are just sharing their rankings. Belgium is ranked usually pretty low. There's a few where good stuff isn't in the bottom 5 or 8, but majority that I have seen at least um, have good stuff near enough the bottom. But I do think that it will qualify. Because of the limbo, I will vote for Portugal from Germany and surely for Slovenia in the second semi final. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. So let me see. Shall I do another quick run through of my semi final 1 and semi final 2 very quickly? What do we think? Maybe we should just leave it as it is for now. Um, because of course it'll be very soon that I will be watching the Barcelona pre-party. It's been streamed on YouTube, so check it out if you get a chance. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's very hard to speculate about these things, isn't it? It's very, very hard to speculate where a vote's going to go to, and no one can ever assume. Oops. I'm not sure. I mean, again, these are questions I'm not really sure of the answer to, um, but perhaps will be. Okay, so Adam, you have now, again, painstakingly put the flags with the name of the country, so I will share those out, and thanks for sharing that. So your semi-final 2, in no particular order, is Australia, Estonia, Slovenia, Georgia, Austria, Cyprus, Lithuania, Belgium, Poland, and Armenia. Very good. But what's really interesting in these, especially in the second semi-final, what I'm seeing so far is that there are about 6 or 7 that have a core amount of support, which looks like we're all saying is going to qualify. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, exactly. I would imagine the Spanish world countries will vote for Spain, and I think Blanca will do an awesome job. I've heard that the staging is going to be elevated even more. So what that means is to be seen, of course. But I'm glad. I'm actually glad that the rehearsals are going to be behind closed doors. It gives the performers a chance to perfect and tweak their routines without the glare of what can often be quite quite negative comments from people, about performances, and it can put them off somewhat. So I think it's great that we have those rehearsals for the first couple of days at least behind closed doors. So yeah, if you've just joined me, thank you so much for being here. This is Podrick, of course. You can see my name just down here. That's how you say it, Podrick. Broadcasting live across YouTube, Eurovision 365, and the Facebook group Eurovision 365 Debate. And I have shared the 10 qualifiers from semi-final 1 and semi-final 2, which I believe will make it to the final on this stage behind me. Um, yeah, I think I would imagine that is. I imagine that will be happening across on YouTube live as it happens. So I suppose that's a really interesting point because there may be countries who will be obviously the time zones. There may be countries that are like in bed whenever Eurovision is on, so they may miss the voting parts. That's a really good point. Hmm. Has anybody got any plans for going to Liverpool? Well, I can tell you Eurovision 365 unfortunately will not be there physically, but spiritually we will be. And I will, of course, be making as much content as physically possible um, leading up to that and during that week. So please do keep me company there, because if I can't make it to Liverpool, it'd be great if you can keep me company here, for sure. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, I, yeah. So responding there to your question, Mart. Yeah. So just to very quickly go through the qualifiers I have from semi-final one. It's Norway, Serbia, Portugal, Ireland. Almost say Croatia in my video, but I haven't. Israel, Moldova, Sweden, Czechia, Netherlands, and Finland. That first semi final, of course, is on Tuesday, the 9th of May. I'm telling you, like you don't already know. The second semi final, the qualifiers, I believe, will emerge from the second semi final is Denmark, Armenia, Belgium, Cyprus, Greece, Slovenia, Georgia, Austria, Lithuania, and Australia. But of course, there will always be surprises. So I expect plenty of surprises. So yeah, so I've been broadcasting just over 30 minutes now. And is anybody going to watch the BCN pre-party? It has been streamed on YouTube, just like the Eurovision Song Contest. It's going to be streamed worldwide. It's going to be streamed here on YouTube, and I, for one, am excited to watch that. And that's the reason that I started this broadcast that bit earlier on the Saturday. Um, I hope I will not be sleeping then. Well, it's they shouldn't be sleeping at that time. I wouldn't imagine. Um, but yeah, so I am going just before I go. Can I ask those who are here, should I start a voting sequence, or should I open voting for you to vote on your the countries at Eurovision? So like 1 to 12 um, Eurovision that are taking part this year. If so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up like an email. I have an email here for the channel, so you would then email your votes, and then we would find a Eurovision 365 Eurovision 2023 winner. And you can get involved, and I want you to be involved as much as possible here on this channel, because Eurovision 365 is not just for me; it's for everyone here on the channel. Um, yeah, yeah, that is, yeah. That's a really good point, Adam. That is true. They have not. Just put the community tab. Yeah, yeah, okay. I will definitely do that. Yeah, Yaska Yora Diet. I think I've said that wrong. I will do it. That's what I'm trying to say to you in Svensk. Yeah. So Ireland haven't opened the final, of course, or contest since 1985 with Wait Until the Weekend Comes. Yeah. Brendan Graham, just a little fun fact. Brendan Graham, Brendan Graham, who wrote Rock and Roll Kids and The Voice, was the songwriter of the Irish song in 1985. And Denmark has never opened as well. That is so true. So I will put all the information on the community tab, and if you have any suggestions for any future lives, please do let me know what you want me to cover, and I will do that. Adam, who is here, of course, Adam, it was Adam's suggestion last week for me to do this live, um, and this is the topic as well, I should say, and this is the result of Adam. So thanks very much, Adam. Are you live streaming tonight for BCN? I'm not tonight, but I will probably live stream at the future Friday, the future lives. Um, but nevertheless, keep us in company, and message away. You know how to message me here. So message away if you want to message me your thoughts. What I will say is, just before I sign off, is the very best of luck to every performer taking part at BCN. I want in particular to um, I want exactly to have their own streaming channel. I want to in particular make a huge shout out to Wild Youth. I think They need and deserve all the support they can get from Irish fans across this island. I, for one, and we at Eurovision 365 will be supporting Wild Youth without a doubt. And I do think that they will do amazing in an arena, and I hope they do as well, of course. Go on to your live stream. I'm not going to live stream tonight. Not tonight. I'm not prepared for it, to be honest with you. But oh, apparently Austria is sick, so no Austria tonight. Well, it's better to be sick tonight than sick at the Eurovision. If you're going to be sick, better to get out of the way now. But listen, all I want to say to all of you is keep in touch and send live topic suggestions as well to me. I'm very open to making content with what you want to see. So please do share those thoughts with me. But you know what? I just want to say thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy BCM pre-party. I certainly am. I have a couple of drinks ready to pour, and I'm looking forward. COVID, my goodness. Yeah, better now than later. Absolutely. But listen, my friends here on YouTube, either if you watch this on YouTube live, on the channel, or on Facebook, on the Facebook group page Eurovision 365 Debate. Thanks for joining me. If you've watched this on repeat, thanks so much. And until the next time, my friends, you take care. Have the best evening, and I will see you soon. Enjoy the pizza, Nathan, and I will see you all very, very, very soon. But until then, you take care. Until then, adios.